Good afternoon. This is Joe Krutzinger. It's Thursday, September the 15th, 2016. This is our weekly education report. We're going to focus a little bit today on Joe Krutz Razor with Ribbons and talk about two different ways to optimize. I'd also like to note this afternoon at 3:15 Chicago time, I'll be giving an hour webinar for TradeStation talking more and more about optimization and some of the ways to do it and some of the tips on how to optimize and when to optimize. All right, let's get started. Now, everything I show today is a hypothetical simulation. You can get a PDF from our office, and any of the TSWs that we talk about today will be offered at the JK members site, and they will be posted there for your privilege to download. The three terms I always define at my presentations. First of all, hypothetical, simulated means the same. These are trades that have not been executed. They're generated by a strategy with the benefit of hindsight. Now, the next step I like to do is like a blind walk forward. And I don't particularly like to use the software that just reorders the trades. I like to just shut the workspace down and open it up later and see a week, 2, 3, 4 weeks later, or even 36 months later like we did with Shapes. Maybe we should take a look at those blind walk forwards. Now, you will not be able to see what slippage is with those, but you will get a good idea on how the math works. And of course, the best results are always real results. These are actual trades that have been filled in an exchange. Now, you look at your expectations when you're trading, and expectations in the old days used to be a percent of what you'd get from a riskless return. A riskless return when I started was, they had savings and loans that had neon signs permanently. You'd get 6% with a passbook, but that doesn't happen anymore. If you get 1% at the bank, you're doing very well. With futures right now, if you have a $10,000 account, a lot of people say, oh, I want to make $10,000 on 10,000, or I want to make 5,000, or even 2,000, which is 20%. But actually, 8.4% is really your expectation. That's $840. That's all there is. The reason being, if you take a look at this table over the last 10 years, you'll see that the best instrument that made anything was small caps, and it made 8.4% a year for the last 10 years. And you can look at this table and study it, but that's just the way it is. Now, another thing to look about is a lot of people look for things to buy and hold. They say, oh, I want to buy this stock or that stock and hold it. And that's wonderful. That's worked well in the past. But I want to show you a chart here. It's a 47-year chart of corn. And I've put the cycle lows there, and I marked them with a little L. And down below, I put the blue cycles, the corn cycle there. And you can see not only are we at a cycle low in corn, we're also at an all-time low, or at least over this 47 years, for the price of corn. And so if you really wanted to own something and just put it away, corn or agriculture is probably where you should focus. And that usually will tell you that we're at the top of a stock cycle when we're at the bottom of a commodity cycle. Now, how was Joe Krutz Razor with Ribbons written? Well, I illustrate it with a 1-minute bar chart, and I recalibrate it monthly on the mini Dow futures. Why we're picking it is, if you take a look at the last couple of months, Joe Krutz Razor with Ribbons on the mini Dow has been the best in blind walk forward trading. The strategy does use a time window breakout in harmony with an 8 moving average ribbon. It has trail stops, hard stops, time exits, and bar count exits, so lots of different ways to get out. Now, if we take a look at the current 3-month test, it was tested on August the 24th, and then blind walk forward from there on. It uses a $230 stop, a $6 round turn commission, and a $6 round turn slip rather, and a $10 round turn commission. If you look at those yellow marks up at the 3, those are the 3 weeks of blind walk forward, and you can see that they're over $1,370 in blind walk forward in 3 weeks. If you see the total net profit to the right, it's $5,300 in 4 months basically, and the drawdown has only been $245. 75% of the trades have been right, and it's been in the market about 5%. Now, this is using our traditional optimization method, which I think is one of the best around, where you take 3 months of data, you optimize it, and then you run it for a month. Ever since March of this year, my systems have been in drawdown in general. And I think the reason for that really is we've seen a market that has gone from a bull market to a stagnant market, and I think we're coming into where it's a bear market and turning. It'll probably turn right after the election, no matter who's elected, and it'll probably be a bearish market, in my opinion. Now, if you look at the left chart, that's the equity chart, and the little red dot shows where the optimization was given, and to the right of that is the blind walk forward in this particular market. And it's using a 230 stop, and once it makes 360, it's risking only 10% of the profits before it blows out. So that's the way that the mini Dow on the razor with ribbons is tuned right now. Now, I've had some requests from clients to say, well, I don't like to tune every month. I'd like to tune, you know, at most every quarter. What do you have for me? Well, you can still use razor with ribbons that way, and let me show you how that would work. If you take a look at the last 12 months of data, this is through yesterday, and the stop is different. I'll change that slide before I post it. But you can see that in that period, in that 12-month period, there have been 3 losing months, a 165, a 165, and a 395. You can also see there's only 71 trades in a year, so it doesn't trade very much. The average trade size is 166. Percent of time in the market testing this bigger piece is half that much as the one traded on 3 months. It's only 2.48%. Still 64.79% right, and we take a look at that equity curve, and that's very, very strong, especially in this current market from the last 6 months. And the last 6 months have been the hardest for my systems to trade, so that's kind of interesting to note. The stop there is truly 190, not 230, and once it makes 170, it risks 90% of the profits. So it's a tighter, faster type stop, and it's in the market half the time. Now, my main product is Ideas, Service, and Support when you need it. Anytime you need it, you can just go to the eTrackRecords.com website, go to Support, pull down the tab, and I'll be glad to get on your machine and help you and do whatever I can for you. I will make a note, if you have a losing month or a losing quarter or whatever, that's drawdown. That's the way commodities are, and you know, you have to realize going in, you're going to have those 3 losing trades in a row. A client called me the other day and he says, well, what's happened? The NASDAQ on razor with ribbons is down $800 for the month. And that's called commodity trading. Quite frankly, if it were so easy, no one would be an Uber driver. Anyway, I'll be glad to help you, but one of the things that I suggest you do when you're in a drawdown is take a look at the systems that you're trading, see if the frequency is too high, if you're trading too often, see if your stop is too big. If your stop's 460 and you get 3 of them in a row, you're going to have you down $1,300, and you know you're going to have 3 in a row. So take a look at that and see, you know, can you stand 3 losing trades in a row? And when you are seeing a drawdown, go to something that, like the NASDAQ razor with ribbons, that has a less frequent trade, it has a smaller stop, and then watch those equity curves on all the systems, and when they start turning and they all come back into a trending market, that's when you can make your other choices. We do have a red ribbon trial. We have a 14-day free trial. We do what's called a puppy dog close. That's the only way we sell here. We put the puppy dog in the kid's hands and let him play with it for 14 days and then say, oh, you want to give your dog back. If we've got a good system, and I think we do, I think you'll find that you'll enjoy having it on your machine and that you'll understand it, and of course then you'll pay for it. That's the way the business works. Your next step, if you'd like to have a free trial, is call my partner Dwayne at 573-224-3366. We have special offers to clients on all my products. My direct email is joecrutt@gmail.com, and our website is eTrackRecords.com. Well, don't forget to see us this afternoon if you can at 3:15 on the TradeStation website. We'll be doing an hour optimization report. Thanks. Good luck and great trading. We'll see you later.